makers, welcome back. Today we're going to do a beautiful moon and sun painting. My colors today are going to be black, white, light blue, dark blue, orange, and yellow. I also have some mixing plates here to mix up all my colors on. I have a water can, some paper towels, and 3 different types of brushes. The first brush that we have today is a square flat brush, then a medium flat brush that's round at the end, and 1 small pointy brush for fine details. The first step is to mix up our main background colors. We're going to mix up one at a time and do a bunch of blending, so work quick. First color, big square brush, going to grab a scoop of blue, dark blue, and a little bit of black to create a midnight blue. This is going to be shimmied down in the bottom left-hand corner. I would say about 3 or 4 brush widths out from that corner. Then with a clean brush, we're going to get into the straight dark blue and add a couple lines of that next to the midnight blue and have them blend together in the middle. You just want to keep working it right in the center of the two until they blend. Our next color, we're going to be mixing up our dark blue with just a little bit of white, create something a little bit lighter than that main dark blue. And we're going to do the same exact thing we did with the dark blue. We're going to put it right next to the blue before and then blend them together. Now we're going to repeat this process. This time our color, we're going to use light blue and white mixed together. Add 1 layer of this, blend it out. Now we're going to repeat this process about 2 to 3 more times by just simply adding more white to the color we had before, adding a line of it, blending it out until we get to that top right hand corner with just plain white paint. Now we're going to let our painting dry before we do anything else. Give yourself about 10 to 15 minutes. When we're back, we're going to grab our medium brush and we're going to be creating a decently sized circle in the center of our canvas with white paint. For me, mine was about the size of like a really big orange or big apple. Pretty large, maybe even a little bit bigger than that. Make it as perfect as you can. Circles can be difficult, so try your best. Once we have the main shape for our circle, we're going to be creating the color for our sun rays with a small pointy brush, grabbing a little bit of white, yellow, and orange. And we're going to be doing a bunch of little swirls that start in the swirl and then drag to the right side of that circle where our sun is going to be. Feel free to add as many or as few of these as you like. I'm going to be filling up the whole entire right side of my canvas with the swirls. Next, we're going to be adding some shadow by mixing up some of our orange into the side of our sunset yellow color we created. We're going to take our small pointy brush and we're going to be adding a line of this to either side of our swirl, left or right, it doesn't matter. Lastly, for our swirls, we're going to take a little bit of white paint and very roughly sketch a couple of the swirl lines to both sides, one side, making them kind of float around the swirls, but just keeping that rounded edge to each of these lines. Then we're going to get to the stars over on the night side, on the moon side. So we're going to start with a little dot, then swirl out just a little bit, and then to get the star effect, we're going to add first a plus sign and then an X, and this is going to give you a lovely shining star. We're going to make some stars that look like this, as well as some that you're going to be painting without the little dot and swirl. You're just going to be doing first the plus sign and then an X through it. Lastly, for the stars, we're going to take the end of our paintbrush and we're simply going to poke in our white paint and poke wherever we want the rest of our stars to be. Now we need to divide our sun from our moon. So we're going to be going back into that sunset yellow color we created, and right about top middle, maybe a little bit right of top middle, we're going to start there, drag a line to the left, do one little bump for the eyebrow, one larger bump for the nose, and then a very, very, very small bump for the lips, curl under and go to the right to finish off the moon shape there. Then we're going to take our medium brush and we're going to be creating a slightly lighter shade by mixing the white into the yellow with a little bit of orange added in, and we're going to take this color to fill up all of our sun side, which is the right side. While that's still wet, we're going to take a clean medium brush in white paint. In the center of our sun area, we're going to draw a tiny little circle and let it kind of blend outwards. This will be the cheek. And then right above that, we're going to draw a slight rainbow shape, and this will be the brow. Then with our small pointy brush, we're going to be getting into our orange paint, and we're going to be drawing out the nose. So underneath the nose of our moon, we're going to be drawing this sort of U shape, and then a little backward C for the nostril. From that nostril, we're going to go straight up the forehead and then over to the right side, go all the way to the edge and all the way down to the bottom of the sun's face. Now I'm not going to dip my brush back into the orange with whatever orange I have left. I'm then going to mimic that line over and over and over again, getting higher up in the face, letting my paintbrush run out of the color as it blends with the yellow while it's still wet. Next, we're going to be doing the lips. So underneath of our nose, giving ourselves an inch or two, we're going to start with this M shape, and the right side of the M is going to be a little bit longer. And then we're going to draw a line along the bottom of the lip. That's the top lip there. The bottom lip is going to be a lot bigger, almost like you're drawing a U shape, but only half the U shape. And then we're going to fill it in with the orange. With that orange color, we're also going to draw the eyes. Starting underneath the brow, we're going to draw a rainbow, then another rainbow very, very slightly underneath of it to create the lid. And then we're going to be creating a U shape underneath of the rainbow shape to complete the eye. Now we want to give that little flare or a little eyeliner effect to the side of the eye, so a little swirl right on the edge with that orange paint. Then with a clean brush, we're going to be getting into yellow paint and add just a little flare of yellow into the eyelid. And lastly, with some white paint on a clean brush, we're going to add white to the middle of the eye. Now it's time for the moon side. We're going to be creating a very pale blue with a big scoop of white and just a small touch of our darker blue. We're going to take this color and fill up all of our moon. Then with a clean pointy brush in some white paint, we're going to swirl some in the middle of our moon for the cheek, some on the top of the nose, some on the forehead, and some down on the bottom on the chin. Now we're going to be creating a slightly darker blue by just adding some more of that dark blue to the light blue we used for the base of the moon. Taking our small pointy brush, we're going to take that color and draw a thin line of it along the edge of the moon where it touches the sun. Then we're just going to slowly let it blend into the lighter blue by working over it just a couple of times. With that same color, we're going to create a football shape right above the cheek to create the eyelid for our moon since its eye is closed. Lastly, for the moon for now, we're going to be creating an even darker blue, which is a little bit more of the dark blue mixed in, to create the lips. We're creating sort of teardrop shapes, and two of them. They're going to collect to the left side and kind of create this sideways heart shape. Then we're going to take a clean brush, get into some orange paint, and we're going to add the iris to the eye of our sun. This should be a decent sized circle, about the size of, I would say, maybe a dime or a nickel. Then we're going to be taking the back end of our brush into some black paint and adding the pupil into the center of that orange circle we just created. With the black paint, we're going to use the brush side, and we're going to add a line of black right underneath of the eye for our moon and leave a little bit to the left to give that little eyeliner effect. The back of our brush, let's grab some white paint and add just a little highlight to the top of our sun's eye. And the last little step is to take black paint with the brush side of our small pointy brush and add the middle line for the lips. And we're all done. We've created a beautiful masterpiece.